Hey guys, going early just a little bit. We are done with our quarterfinals. So I know our semifinal participants for tomorrow morning. It was a great day of wrestling in Class B, but it's like we have a whole nother day of wrestling for Class A coming up just in a bit. But so exciting quarterfinals. The people that won, if you guys do not know that, they are automatic placers. They're going to be a top 6 place winner in state, so they're earning more points. Our point totals have adjusted a lot. It's kind of spreading the field out some, but the top 6-7 teams, of course, are always in the mix with the semis still tomorrow morning at 9:30 they start. So that is, and there's also the blood round right away to find out who the placers are tomorrow morning, same time. So, or right after that, actually. Semifinals are before the blood round. So let's go straight to 195. At 195, our semifinalists, we have the number 1 seed, Sowers, out of South Border, versus Sayer from Oaks. Both those guys are seniors and have seen each other several times. On the other side of the bracket, you have Dick from Lisbon, and you got Selzer. So actually, you got 3 Region 1 wrestlers at 195 there in the semis. Selzer from Velva. Velva had a great round. When we get to the points, you're going to be really happy if you're a Velva fan out there. So you have basically 1, 5 versus 5, 3 versus 4, or 3 versus 2 there. Okay, let's go to 220. 220, we got Retzloff from Carrington. Looked good, has pinned his way through so far. Senior going against number 5, Jesperson from Velva. There's another Velva wrestler right there. He's also a senior. And then at the other side of the bracket, you have Jorenstead from Jorenstead. Yep, but Jorenstead, maybe if you stick that little B in there. You got from Pembina County North. I didn't put his grade down. I believe he's a senior, pretty sure. And then you got Peterson from South Border. He's a junior, okay? And Peterson from South Border is a junior, okay? Then that is the 3 and 2. So you got 1, 5, and 3 versus 2. At 285, you got Hodges, the number 1 seed from Velva, getting in there, the senior. And he's going against Shearer from Lisbon. He's a junior, the number 4 seed. You also have then on the other side, you got the number 2 versus 3. So you got Hines is made it from New Salem, Almont. He started getting them on a roll. Once he got his match at Victory Pin, it's like all of a sudden New Salem got on a roll and all their guys started winning. You got the number 3 Miller from Kenmare Bowbells in there at heavyweight. Going to 106, the little guys. You got 1, 4, and 3, 2 making the semis tomorrow. So you got Ingwich from New Salem, Almont versus Hogarth from Carrington. The 3 is Anderson from Killdeer, and the 2 is Warner from Bowman County. Okay, so that's basically Region 2 from Region, or 3 is there from Region 4. 3 of those wrestlers. I always kind of like to mention that if you got 3 from a certain region. Kind of cool seeing that. If you could get all 4, that'd be kind of amazing. It's probably happened a few different times. Okay, let's look at 113. You got the 1, 4, and the 2 versus the 6. We got a guy sneaking in here, making a little upset. The 3 got beat. Okay, so we got Gerhardt going against Meal from Oaks. So Gerhardt from New Salem, Meal from Oaks. Gerhardt the sophomore, Meal a junior. Got on the other side, you have Dean, the number 2 seed. He's a junior from Velva, going against Lane Cooper, ex-Mat Pack wrestler from Bishop Ryan, the sophomore. He had a good match and actually won pretty handily. He had a good match here. At 120, you got Tui from Hettinger, the junior, the 1 seed, going against 5, Lepp from South Border. That's kind of a pretty good match. We watched that in front of us. Then on the other side, you got the number 2 and 3. You got Renke from Lisbon, the freshman, against Lura, the senior. Okay. Then we go to 126. You got Hinkle from Pembina County North, the 1 seed, going against 4, Burns from Grafton. And then you have number 2, Dusher, going against Lagoons from Williams County. Dusher, the junior, and Lagoons, a senior. So, and he's a 6, so it's a 1, 4, and a 2 versus 6 there. At 132, you got number 1 versus 4, and 2 versus 3. So you got the top 4 seeds going in the semis. You got Wanzer from Williams County. He's returning state champ. You have another state champ in the past, number 4 seed, Carter Schmitz from Kindred. He's a junior. And then you got Warbus from Hettinger sitting there, and Lindgren from South Border. That is a barn burner there at 132. That's going to be some great matches right away tomorrow morning. 138, you got Mogan from Velva, who had a very tough match actually coming in, and he got in number 1. He's going against 5, Caruth on the other side. And then you got 7. It's a lowest seed making the semis. Carrington Senior, Hogarth makes it in, and then he's going against 3 Hudson from Northern Lights. Then at 145, Carrington started getting on a roll too here. You start hearing a lot of those. Lura from Carrington, the junior, number 1, going against 4 Shockley from South Border. It's a junior versus senior. Then on the other side, you got Jacob from Linton, makes it in, the senior, going against Horgan from Region 2 there. They're looking good there. So Region 1 versus 2 battle there. Horgan from Pembina County North. At 152, you got Bowden Greenlee, the sophomore, going against number 4, Hammonds from New Salem, Almont. Then you got the 2 and 6. You got Ibach from Des Lacs, Burlington, making it as the 2, and Sand from South Border. That's a big victory for them to keep them up in the run. He's a junior. At 160, you got Hebel from Lemoore. He was in a tough match, won 3-2 in a very tight match there against the number 8 or 9 seed. So he was in a battle with a kid from Grafton. I was watching that match off to the side. And then the number 4 seed he's going against in the semis, Janisch from Velva, another Velva wrestler. On the bottom half, you got Schmidt, the number 2 from Lisbon, the senior, going against Wolding, the sophomore from New Salem. That's the 2 and 3. Then 170, you got Sowers from Lisbon, the senior, returning perennial state champion, and going against number 5, Ripplinger from Bowman Hazen. And number 2 and versus 3, you got Mertz from Harvey Wells County, and number 3, Wendell from Lemoore. Then our last weight class, guys, 182. You've got Anderson from Killdeer, the senior, going against number 5, Barons from Napoleon. Napoleon's the only guy in the semis. You don't see that very often. And then at the other side of the bracket, you got number 2 versus 3, Michael Clifton from Carrington, and Peckus from the sophomore from Hettinger. So it's going to be great semifinals tomorrow morning. I tell you what, Class B fans, you better get here early when the doors open to get yourself a good seat, because they're going to start rolling, and they're not afraid to just roll right through it. You got to pay attention really close to the boards, because there's going to be many matches going at the same time. I'm talking, you're going to be surprised. You see 8 mats, and you're going to have match after match after match. The big thing is, if you guys haven't heard this yet, though, they are going to go down to 1 mat for the finals, which went through committee, and that makes a huge difference. We won't have to watch 2 finals matches tomorrow at the same time, but you will have 1 weight class on the mat at the same time. So all of the place winners, you're going to have 1 mat just for 7th and 8th, 1 mat for 5th and 6th, 1 mat for 3rd and 4th, and another one that's on television, where we'll be broadcasting live through Beck TV. If you don't have an opportunity if you don't have Beck, you can stream it online too. It's there, so you'll be able to hear both myself and Bill. We'll be doing that stuff. Going to have a lot of fun as we go. If you again check out the stuff on Dakota Grappler, we'll have a rundown of more and more things. I know that I'm going to have to do Class A updates after a bit. The guys, they had just were taking out all the fans. They're exiting out of the building, and they're going to be pulling in the Class A fans. It's a little bit different, but I think they ran this pretty smooth. I mean, I give them 2 thumbs up for all the effort they're doing. They're really trying their best. They actually adjusted things, made a suggestion for them to move the chairs to different locations because it's really packed in the middle. You better be ready to move, because pay attention to the boards this afternoon if people are watching right now, because the matches come up so quick. You got to see the mat number where your wrestlers are at, like the bout number and the mat number, because if you're on one side, the evens are the farthest away from the fans, and the odds are closest to the fans, but the small numbers are way off to one side of the large numbers. So you could be on a 1 and then a 12, and you're on the opposite side. So if you're a fan, it's almost impossible to see from where you're at. You might have to move and get up and go to the far side of the gym, or the Fargo Dome here, the Fargo Dome, so you can see the matches. Because I think some of you guys will be maybe a little disappointed. Some people are going to be a little ways away from the matches. So get close and have some fun, guys, and enjoy. We are here at the State Wrestling Tournament. I see no reason for all the schedule changes watching. Yeah, here's what's interesting. Yeah, they push things through. They move things up because they wanted to zip through this, and I didn't agree with it. In fact, I'm right here. I'm usually not at the head table, and I've kind of voiced my opinion when I don't have a vote in anything, but they're listening to me. I don't know. I'm making suggestions because I think they're trying anything possible to make sure they get people, involved and know what's going on. But they were moving things up on the schedule a lot in the Class B. And so Class A, they just have to be ready. They move things up at 15-minute increments, and it was going faster than normal. They also ran into a little problem with the 45-minute wait with some of those, so they moved it down from the 12 mats down to 8 for that last bit, a little earlier than normal, so at least slowed it back down. They hadn't have people a lot of dead time because they were waiting for their 45-minute rest between matches. But I tell you what, it was successful. I saw no major injuries, which is always a blessing at the state tournament. I hate to see that happen. And I did see a few bloody noses, a few twisted knees and ankles and things like that. But other than that, I saw no major injuries. So let's knock on some wood and keep it that way. Keep everybody healthy, and you know, there'll be some tears, like I said, because some people won't place, but that's not broken bone or a ligament or anything like that. So last words for right now. I will make an update again, probably do 3 updates for Class A, one after the first round, one after the second, probably one after the quarters, just like we did here, and then kind of go through stuff. I have in the past, like in the evening, done stuff, but that's usually when you have semifinals and start talking about place winners. I think we'll stick to it when it comes to just having maybe 3 updates. Okay. I did not know that. Thank you, David Rao. You know, live stream has no mat numbers. Click and guess. I can see if they can straighten that out. That's a great suggestion. I'll see if they can do that. So the cameras are just pointed kind of in the middle, but usually the camera is designated a mat number. You know, that's what I thought. But I haven't been on the, you know, National Federation of High Schools place to look at what they're doing with the camera work. There's also volume. Are you actually listening to it, David, or do you have the volume off? Because I don't know. You can actually hear the announcers okay usually over those things, but you know, it's tough to determine. You'd almost have to have that up and track up at the same time to kind of follow what's going on. Because I put up the dashboard. It got so crazy here early on. I put the dashboard up so I could see the matches that I wanted to see and then start looking over there from where I'm at. I'm at that head table, which is almost dead center. And from I'm at, I can see 8 mats pretty good, but I have the 2 on the far ends. Okay, thanks, Dave, listening. But the 2 far mats are actually very difficult for me sitting in the middle, and I've got a prime seat. I mean, so it's going to be more difficult for the fans out there watching this or watching from where they're at. Okay, so just keep going. Track but stopped talking you to proper mat. Okay, taking you to the proper mat. Yep, we started to watch that too. I just, you know, it's tough. It's tough sometimes, you know, if you don't know exactly who's there. And so I like looking at the mat numbers, but if you don't know which cameras are on what mat, I can see it's pick and guess what's happening. So I'll see if we can do something. I'll talk to people and see if they can make sure they have track and then match each other. So if it's saying mat 6, you can also then go on to the national federations and that camera would match up with mat 6 or whatever. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I will make an update after the first round of Class A's. And if there's any updates, I don't know if I usually find out if there's update on injuries. Maybe I'll make a quick thing before we even start if I find out if there's any major changes. Okay, guys, have a good day.